Welcome to this video. We play against Hercules, quite good opponent. So maybe bishop g7 or d5 is the question. So he chooses a king's Indian, and what do we do against him? Okay, let's just play the classical way. Or we might choose to play a setup I just saw recently, where we spend h3 instead of bishop a2 and switch to the exchange variation, where we try to say that we have an extra tempo here with h3 versus a normal line. Yeah, I think it goes like this. Yeah, and c6. Bishop c4. I think there are moves like b5 also possible. Well, in here I think my position is quite comfortable. Is it not good for me to take on c6? I wonder. Okay, he has a bishop pair afterwards, but I think, but on the other hand, I would just play it slowly. And what about entering now on the c file? Okay, knight b4 afterwards. Okay, let's take the d file under control. Why not? I mean, he takes back with the rook, and is it really a problem if he takes here? Okay, knight e2 is also a problem. So I'm not sure. I mean, his bishop is not doing that much at the moment. If I take here, this pawn might be very strong. Yeah, but in the end the pawn is on a black square, so I hope to put pressure on this pawn. And here I just want to exchange pieces. So rook c6, rook c1. He needs to take care about the back rank, so I think he needs to exchange now. I mean, otherwise I just play rook c8 check. He moves the bishop to f8 and bishop h6 would follow. And yeah, okay, but I just moved my king now to f2, and I think I'm quick enough. Threatening now to play king d2. What does he want to do now? Maybe he moves back his bishop, but I play g3. Okay, he doesn't. That's strange. He just gives me his bishop here, the pawn. So I'm simply a pawn up. And now I will, yeah, just try to get rid of this bishop here. Maybe bishop e3, bishop d4. I need to hurry up now. I'm a pawn up, so I cannot lose this game anymore. It's just a question if I can win the position or if he's able to draw it, but time is the issue here. So the strong pawn might be e4 in the end, but I think I tried to weaken him a bit on the queen side first. Okay, so now b6 maybe. Okay, let's get rid of this bishop if it works. And I want to enter here. He weakened the black squares. Okay. So I think I tried to push here for g4 and f5, like this. Is there a possibility that I can lock in? Okay. Yeah, here I just think what's better? Okay, I can move around my king maybe to h5 and enter here. Or I can try to play okay, let's get back, and now we try to move our king here over to the king side quickly. He needs to keep his king to protect e6, otherwise I can promote very quickly. So well, here I thought I just push my pawn forward now. How does he want to stop my pawn? So he needs to sacrifice his bishop. Okay, he says maybe it's the wrong bishop here I have, and he can let's see. Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, I need to play b4. Yeah, but here I think he cannot stop my pawn anymore. So now I just take this pawn in f5, and sooner or later I will push for what does he want to do? Is there a stalemate? Okay, what's his plan now? So now I just pick up the pawn on b5, and afterwards it's an easy win. So let's hurry up. Whew! This was a nice time trouble game. So let's take a look. I think the crucial moment of the game was when black pushed his pawn from d4 to d3. Yeah, here we go. So in this position, yeah, black can simply reduce material and has a nice endgame by playing d3, what he did. But here he can just play d2 and taking the pawn on b2 afterwards. So then he has 2 pawns against 1, and yeah, a slightly better endgame in my view. But he tried, I think, to play for more. And just lost his pawn here on d3. So I thought when we entered this position, it might be a possibility that he just moves back his bishop to g7 or f6, and then if I play, for example, king d2, he just plays a check here, and I cannot take on d3 because my bishop would hang. So it would be yeah, this was an idea maybe, but I thought I'd just play then g3 and f4 to lock this bishop out. Another problem was that I couldn't move my bishop here, and if I play something like b3, he can just check me here, and if I move the bishop in between, he can just, you know, move his bishop back again, and so I cannot easily attack the pawn on d3. But I think black just, you know, wanted to win this game here by playing d3, and maybe he was also afraid about something like f4 and e5, but I think he just lost the right moment, and this was here, to enter the position into a slightly better endgame, instead of, you know, trying to make this pawn a huge winner or whatever. So I think d2 was the right move here. So I think it's important sometimes to find the right moment to switch to a game that might be drawn, and this was the case here with d2.